Hello. I am back. I'm sorry I'm late. I have been having StreamYard issues. So on my end, it looks a little bit laggy, but let me know how it is on your end. Because if I need to restart, I can. But hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are going to be talking about the Tepe case, I believe is how you say it, if I'm not mistaken. And just so you know, I'm just covering the basics of the case that is out there. So we don't have any documents yet. There's no suspect. There's a person of interest, but nonetheless, so we will just be going over some clips and some articles. And by the way, welcome back. If I didn't already say that, thank you for being here. Um, but let me say hello to everyone. This is a new case as of recent, and Hossein actually in the chat recommended it a couple days ago. So um, I'm excited to cover it. It is a pretty brutal case. We're going to go over the details of it, and then I'm going to read a couple articles and we're going to watch a couple clips. So nothing too crazy. I will show you guys a picture of the couple first. Let me give you some details. I know a lot of you say you are local to it, so that's wild. I saw Hossein, Evie, Cree, I see. Hey, Jenna Gypsy, good to see you. And Storm Dyer, it's good to see everyone. Jen Owens. I saw the lave. Yeah. Okay. And thank you for being here. Good to see all of you. And hey, Sunny, good to see you as well. And then I saw Floating Out to Nowhere as well. So let me give you a couple of details, background details on the case. I'm not, if like I said, I'm not a professional. This is a new case. So if I mess up on something, don't come for me. Here I am doing my best. So I'll show you guys a picture of the couple in a minute. Spencer Tepe, I believe is the last name, if I'm pronouncing that right, was a dentist working in Athens, Ohio. This case is out of Columbus, Ohio, specifically, I believe, Winland Park. I hope I'm not butchering any of these words, incorrectly, but so Spencer and his wife were shot in their home. Monique was the wife, and like I said, they lived out of Winland Park in Columbus, Ohio, with their two small children. On December the 30th of 2025, police conducted a welfare check at the Tepe home after Spencer failed to show up to work, and family and friends couldn't reach the couple. So he didn't show up to work, and his work was very concerned about it. And they started calling and showing up to his home. Officers found both Spencer and Monique dead from an apparent gunshot wound on the second floor, is what I'm hearing. I believe he was next to the bed. I don't know any more information as to where she was in the house, but if I'm wrong, let me know in the chat. I will always appreciate the feedback. The couple's two young children were inside and they were unharmed. So police believe that the killings occurred overnight between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. on December 30th. So they don't actually have a pinpointed time, or as of yet, they have not released it. So authorities have not identified a suspect, like I said, or publicly released a motive. Investigators say there was no obvious signs of forced entry and no weapon found at the scene. So there is a video that was released this morning for a person of interest, but police have not said it is a suspect. Columbus police have released surveillance footage of a person of interest seen walking near the Tepe home around the time of the murders, asking the public for tips on identifying this individual. Family members have described Spencer and Monique as devoted parents and cherished community members. Their deaths have drawn local attention due to the seemingly random and senseless nature, as well as the presence of their unharmed children at the crime scene. So like I said, it remains unsolved. No suspect yet named by police. A little bit short timeline of the case is December 30th, early morning. Detectives believe Spencer, 37, and Monique, 39, were shot and killed inside their Columbus home between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m., like I said. A welfare check was requested about 9:57 to 10 a.m. after Spencer failed to show up for work at a dentist's office. Police initially went to the house and left answer after no one answered the door. So I do have the 911 calls that I'm going to play thanks to Grizzly True Crime. At around 10 a.m., 911 calls from coworkers and friend led officers back. Witnesses could hear children inside and saw something through a window. The police then entered and found the couple dead from gunshot wounds on the second floor. Two young children, like I said, were inside unharmed. So I believe the children were 4 and 1, and this is a very wild case. So let me pull up I have my theories and I will share those towards the end of the live. I'm going to show a picture of the couple and then we'll go through another article. Well, that was just like background information. And then I want to read an article and then we can watch some clips. I do have a clip by Banfield that I want to play and a couple of news stations. So it's just kind of a get to know the case. This is not some sort of deep dive. We don't have a person, suspect or documents as of yet to obtain and read. So this is a couple on the screen. Yes, 4 and 1. This is them. And a lot of things in this case are suspicious. And I'll share those with you guys shortly. But I did want to make sure you guys saw a picture of the beautiful couple. Here is them on the screen. I'm going to then pull up an article that is by WLWT, and it basically says, police say Spencer Tepe and his wife Monique were found suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. Here's everything we know so far about the incident. Police were first called to the home. Police were first called to the home around 10 a.m. on December 30th for a well-being check after receiving calls from coworker and then a neighbor from the Winland Park area. Once inside, officers found 2 victims, Spencer and Monique, suffering apparent gunshot wounds. Both were pronounced dead at the scene. Rob, Spencer's brother-in-law, who we are going to watch an interview by, expressed the family's shock and anger as they try to piece together the events leading to the couple's death. We're still in shock and obviously angry and trying to piece together. He says Spencer, a dentist known for his larger-than-life personality, was actively involved in the American Dental Association and Big Brothers program. Monique, a loving mother with a background in childhood education, was passionate about bringing people together. The couple is described as warm and welcoming, saying you never saw them without a smile on their face. They were so warm. Their place in Columbus was just where everybody gathered. They always had people over there, always fun, just great people. According to police, there was no obvious signs of forced entry and no firearm was found at the scene. The couple's 2 children, aged 1 and 4, were found unharmed inside the home. On Monday, police shared a video showing a potential person of interest in the shooting who was walking near the home, asking anyone with information to contact them. So it says the family has received an outpouring level of support from the Columbus and Mason communities, as Spencer was a native of Mason and graduate of Mason City Schools. The family member expressed gratitude for the community support, stating they were just amazing parents and their kids are beautiful. They did such a great job. And, we have a huge community that will now obviously step in to help raise these children. Columbus police have not identified any suspect or made any arrest in the case, and they are urging anyone with information to come forward. So I'm going to play a clip that's just going to kind of give a background of everything I just basically told you. And this clip is by a news station. So let me pull that up. Give me just 1 second. And like I said, I will share my theories and opinions after we watch one of these clips. So sad. Hi, Wavy. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Everyone, please hit the like button. Do all them things. I will be live again later today. So definitely make sure you have your notifications on. And like I said, please hit the like button. Okay, let me share my screen. And we can get started with the video.
And breaking right now, 2 people are dead after a shooting at a home in Winland Park. We just learned in the last 20 minutes that 2 young kids were inside when this happened. This is developing along North 4th Street near the intersection of East 8th Avenue. Our Nick Veland is there. And Nick, what else have you learned?
Yeah, Kurt, well, like you mentioned, police are telling us that 2 adults are shot and killed inside this house, and 2 kids were inside at the time. They are unharmed. We're going to show you exactly what this scene is looking like at this moment. But police said they were called this morning just before 10 a.m. on a wellness check. When they were able to get inside, they found 2 people dead, at least 1 having multiple gunshot wounds, and this includes 1 male and 1 female. Now, police do not believe this was a murder-suicide. And like I said, there were also 2 kids inside the house when police arrived. They were unharmed, and they were helped by a therapy dog right away. Now, there are still a lot of unanswered questions as to what exactly happened, but we did ask police, should neighbors in the area be concerned?
2 individuals are deceased inside a residence from gunshot wounds. Like I said, I can't tell you right now if this is a random act of violence, if this is a directed act of violence, or if it's a murder-suicide. So unfortunately, yeah, I can't tell you if there's a suspect currently out right now. I don't have that information. So that's a lot of questions still out there. It's very early for us to try to answer those right now.
Police say this does not appear to be a murder-suicide. They also say there were no signs of forced entry and no gun has been found. Officers were called to the home for a welfare check where they found the 2 bodies.
The caller stated they were concerned because they hadn't heard from their employee, didn't show up for work, and they were just concerned that maybe something was wrong with their employee.
Police also found 2 children inside the home, both under the age of 6 and both unharmed. People who knew the homeowners stopped by throughout the day. One person who did not want to go on camera described them as kind and said their heart breaks for the children. All of this unfolding in a dense residential neighborhood, leaving neighbors shocked.
My heart just goes out to them. That's terrible to hear that happen, especially so close. It is a little bit worrying, but all I can think about is those kids.
Ethan Garcia, who lives just steps away, says he didn't hear or see anything unusual in the days leading up to police finding the 2 bodies.
I didn't hear anything at all. I was even outside last night at around 8:30, I'd say, and I didn't see or hear anything at all.
Police say this investigation will take time, but nearby security cameras may provide crucial evidence. Until then, neighbors say they're on edge.
Pretty concerned right now, a little worrying because, I do have a family at home and I want to make sure they're okay. Could be random. That's kind of my biggest fear.
The Athens Dental Depot opening at 8 a.m. The first call to Columbus police went out at 9:03.
This individual, Spencer, works with me, and he did not show up to work this morning, and we cannot get a hold of him or his family.
The owner of Athens Dental Depot knowing something was wrong.
Like, he is always on time, and he would contact us if there was any issues whatsoever. And I just don't know how else to say this. Like, we're very, very concerned because this is very out of character. And we can't get in touch with his wife, which is probably the more concerning thing.
At 9:22 a.m., an officer arrives at the home, reported no one answered. Several employees of Dr. Tepe continue driving to the house to check on him. At 9:57 a.m., a friend asked for police to return because he could hear children inside of the home. At 10:05 a.m., a frantic call to police saying he could see Spencer's body inside, laying next to a bed. Police soon returned, finding Spencer and his wife Monique dead and 2 children who were unharmed. New records released Wednesday reveal Spencer was shot multiple times. Monique was shot at least once in the chest. The Tepe family shared the couple's 2021 wedding video with WSYX and Fox 28, showcasing one of the happiest days of their lives.
Mr. and Mrs. Tepe.
Exchanging vows inside of their North 4th Street home. They were just a month away from their 5-year anniversary. A small memorial starting outside of the home as investigators confirm 2 children were found unharmed inside. It is unclear just how long those children were inside of the home with their deceased parents. Those who worked with Spencer at the Athens Depot are remembering him. On Facebook, they posted about celebrating his birthday just weeks ago on December 9th. We also talked with Dr. Mark Valrose, who owns the practice. He tells me, quote, "We are deeply saddened by the sudden passing of our colleague and friend, Dr. Spencer Tepe. Our heartfelt condolences are with his family and loved ones during this difficult time. We appreciate the community's thoughts and prayers."
The Tepe story has gained national, even international attention.
I do want to say that what I find super suspicious about this is that, again, there's no firearm left behind. There's also, how did they get in the house? Like, that is one of my theories. I told you guys I would let you know my opinion. And I just think it's interesting that, there was no sign of forced entry. And how did the person who did this horrific crime get into the home? Was it someone that had a code? Was it someone that had a key? Therefore, it was someone that they trusted. And those are my theories. And this is just allegedly my theory, my opinion. We are not detectives here. We're not lawyers. We're not murder investigators. We are just talking about the crime and sharing our opinions. My theories are it was someone, and I don't want to personally attack anyone that knows him, but I think it could have been a friend, a coworker, and or a family member that committed this crime, because the reason I think that as well is because of the children. The children were left unharmed. So clearly the person who committed this, one, either had a heart, or two, for the children, or two, knew the children, and know that they were innocent. My second theory is it could have been a scorned lover, maybe someone that was involved with one of them, previous relationship, maybe someone obsessed. And I don't mean to, I say that lightly, where I don't mean to say that the victims were having an affair or anything of the sort, but I think that it's, to break into the home, well, not even really break into, but to go into the home and shoot both of them like this. And like I said, with the children remaining alive, I can't help but think that it's someone that they knew personally. And also it is alleged that Spencer, was a target. I believe he was shot 3 to 4 times, whereas Monique was only shot once. So we are going to play the 911 calls in complete without the news broadcast people. I did get them from Grizzly True Crime, so I'll play those, and then we can also see the surveillance video of the person of interest who was on that street. But let's finish this video really quickly.
We've tried to talk directly with Columbus police, but they tell us they have nobody available to answer our questions on camera. Now, homicide detectives are asking for the public's help. 4 friends carrying flowers and a soccer ball, keeping the memorial alive outside the North 4th Street home, where Spencer and Monique Tepe were found brutally shot to death Tuesday. Their 2 young children found unharmed inside. Unlike Tuesday morning, the crime scene tape and police cars that were parked outside are now gone. But we did see police doing guard duty at 2 homes belonging to relatives several miles away. Those relatives didn't want to talk to us, and neither does Columbus police, who told us, since this is an active investigation, we have no updates to provide at this time. Earlier this week, a CPD spokesman told us detectives were hoping the cameras around the Tepe's house and on the street would point them to a suspect. But now, days later, homicide detectives are asking for help. They need anyone who may have video, photographs, or digital evidence, including suspicious individuals or vehicles from Tuesday, December 30th, between midnight and 9 a.m., to reach out to them. And the request covers more than just the couple's block. It's a huge area that covers Summit Street, North Grant Avenue, East 7th, and East 11th Avenue. Officers found no obvious signs of forced entry, and no gun was found at the scene. The Tepe's children, ages 4 and 1, are now in the care of relatives.
We're getting a better look at who Spencer and Monique Tepe were. Their family sending us a lengthy statement. They called Spencer a devoted and proud father, a loving partner, and a friend to everyone he met. They say he was warm, intelligent, and endlessly welcoming. Spencer was an OSU graduate, member of the American Dental Association, and fluent in Spanish. Their family says he was deeply committed to serving others, giving back through big brothers, big sisters. Sports was also a big part of Spencer's life, being a huge fan of the Bengals and, of course, the Buckeyes. They go on to describe Monique as a loving, patient, and joyful mother whose warmth defined her. She had a background in childhood education. Monique was also a baker.
Mr. and Mrs. Tepe.
Their family shared this video from their wedding. They also say Spencer and...
That's a really sad video. I'm going to fast forward a little bit just because of the music. I did just see some comments about the surveillance. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I would assume that homes around there had it. I do hear that this was not a decent area, but I'm not sure about that. I heard it was getting better. I also don't think it was an at random attack. I don't think this was just someone who decided they were going to break in and rob them because they didn't take anything, and or maybe it could have been a disgruntled patient as well. I mean, those are just some of my theories, but again, nothing was missing from the home, no firearm left behind, nothing of that
Two
sort.
children and their beloved golden doodle.
Spencer Tepe worked at the Athens Dental Depot. They put out a statement to their customers saying it is with heavy hearts that we share the sudden passing of our dear colleague and friend, Dr. Spencer Tepe, as well as his wife, Monique. He will be deeply missed by our team and the many patients he cared for over the years. Our thoughts and sincerest condolences are with their families and loved ones during this very difficult time.
The Columbus Police Department is now asking for your help in trying to solve the murder of Spencer and Monique Tepe. At the QR code just to the side of me, that is what they want you to scan. They want you to send over any digital evidence you may have. That means photos or videos that were taken on the morning of December 30th between midnight and 9 a.m. That was the morning police found the bodies of the murdered couple shot in their home. Co-workers of Spencer Tepe came to the house after he never showed up for work. Police found the couple's 2 young children crying inside, their parents deceased. Nearly a week after the bodies were found, with no weapon at the scene or sign of forced entry, there is no suspect. On your screen is a map of the area. Police are hoping witnesses will come forward if they saw anything or anyone suspicious in the areas of Summit Street to Grand Avenue, between East 7th Avenue to East 11th Avenue. As the family grapples with the loss of the Tepes, they're asking for help as well, creating a GoFundMe to help family members provide for the 2 children the couple leaves behind.
A potential person of interest. As the investigation nears its 1-week mark, police potentially getting closer to pinpointing a suspect. Columbus police believe Spencer and Monique Tepe were murdered on the 2nd floor of their Wineland Park home between the hours of 2 and 5 a.m. the morning of December 30th. This video released Monday evening showing a man walking near the Tepes' home sometime within those 3 hours with his hood up and his head down. This is the only video released to media of any kind of evidence that could lead detectives to a suspect.
I still see, these images of Spencer, pictures that people are sending me, and it's like, he's not gone. There's no way he's gone. There's no way Monique's gone. Like that can't be possible.
Rob Misla says Spencer and Monique Tepe were 2 of the most admirable people in his life. Their family and the nation stunned as all eyes remain on the investigation.
And she just, started hyperventilating, and it took a minute to figure out, what was happening. And then from there, it was just like kind of an instant realization that all of our entire lives are never going to be the same again.
The Tepes would have celebrated their 5-year wedding anniversary in just a few weeks. Misla says their children, 4 and 1, are in good care of family, along with their family dog.
How do you tell a 4-year-old that, she's never going to see her parents again? It's just awful, but we've been giving them all of our love.
Misla describing Monique as warm, charming, and strong. Spencer known as calm, steady, and kind. With funeral arrangements in the works, investigators following the case closely. No interview was made available to ABC6 on Monday.
We'd rather have it done right instead of fast. And we understand that these kind of things in process, and there's, a lot of moving parts and pieces.
A loving couple, 2 young children left behind with plenty of unanswered questions. And what is your message to the person behind this?
This person didn't just take 2 lives, right? They took a son and a daughter, a brother and a sister, and an aunt and an uncle.
Oh, wow.
Cousins. And they obviously took 2 beautiful souls who are just lovely parents.
Now, a major question also still remains tonight. Why would someone do this? If you or anyone you know might have information to help.
So I saw a bunch of your comments and I do want to adjust them. Yeah, I'm not sure about the area, but a lot of you who are locals say that it is a good area and the houses are nice. I personally wouldn't know, but I believe that. I believe they were living in a nice area, just what's being said on the internet. But also, I did read a comment about the wife, Monique, having an ex, and she does. And there's been a lot of rumors about that online. And I'm not going to share those rumors because that's just what they are. And until we have more facts and more information from law enforcement sources, I don't think it's a point of my interest right now to talk about that. People have exes. I don't think that he had anything to do with it. But I know that people say that the family is suspicious, but until I get information, and also, yeah, I heard the family is suspicious of an ex, a wealthy surgeon who had been threatening and abusive in the past. Yeah, see, I would need to see some police reports or more information to back that up, but it's a possibility. Like I said, I personally think that it is someone who personally knew the couple. There's 4 911 calls that I'm going to play. I'm going to use Grizzly True Crime. She edited them out to be without any information and whatnot. So there's 4 of them. They're really short. Let me pull them up. There's 4 of them, and then we'll go through an article, and then we'll watch a couple more clips. So shout out to Grizzly for doing these without personal information being released. Here's the first one.
Yes, I would like to ask for a wellness check on an individual at their home.
What address?
North 4th Street, Columbus, 43201.
What's your name?
I'm just going to quickly say that I have redacted the exact address. I'm sure by now, if you're following the case, you might know it, but I have to abide by YouTube's community guidelines, and privacy and all of those laws, okay, as a YouTuber. So when you hear beep, I put a little beep there. And sometimes, I've redacted the caller's last names, like this one says Mark, I redacted his last name and things like that. So I just kept in majority, 90% of the information is in here. It's just those risky things that I may not share online, okay? So first caller is Mark, December 30th of 2025 at 8:58 a.m. The male victim in this case he was a dentist. And so he was always so punctual. And his colleagues were like, it's so weird that he hasn't called, he hasn't pitched up at work, he hasn't, this is so abnormal, so out of character that everybody got immediately concerned. Okay, so let's continue to listen. I just want to tell you why there's a little beep.
Mark.
Where are you calling from?
Well, I'm currently in the state of Florida. I'm on vacation, but this individual, Spencer, works with me, and he did not show up to work this morning, and we cannot get a hold of him or his family.
He didn't show up to work?
Correct.
Okay. Does he have medical problems or?
No, and he's been reliable, and we cannot get in touch with him, his wife, his family, anybody that lives in that house.
Okay. So
There's
you're
2
in
kids in the
Florida.
home. I'm in Florida. I own the business. I was informed by my employees that he was not at work, and he runs the office.
The dispatcher is like,
Yeah, that dispatcher
okay.
person, it wasn't very friendly in my opinion. Or maybe just doesn't sound very concerned about it.
How old is Spencer?
Spencer is, I don't know, 36, I believe. 37.
What's his last name?
Tepe, T as in Thomas, E, P as in Paul, E, Tepe. Have you guys received anything else, like calls about him or like a car accident or anything like that?
No, sometimes people just don't show up to work. I mean, maybe he's sick, I don't know. But he's 36, his name's Spencer. Tepe. What does he look like? Is he white, black, Hispanic?
He's white. He's probably 6'2", blondish hair. Probably 185 pounds.
So did did you receive information that they may have been involved in an accident, or?
No, ma'am. I just know that he is he is always on time, and he would contact us if there was any issues whatsoever. And I just don't know how else to say this. We're very, very concerned because this is very out of character. And we can't get in touch with his wife, which is probably the more concerning thing.
Okay, we will send somebody over as soon as we have that.
So I know that dispatch person kind of got on my nerves a little bit because I'm like, what's with the attitude? But anyways, that person on the phone is someone that owns the business where Spencer was working at. So, and he's allegedly in Florida at the time of this. Some say that was a suspicious call. Let's listen to the second one.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
Columbus.
Okay, what's the emergency there, police or medical?
Maybe both, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of
Looks
doing
like
the
we already
wellness.
had a call out there. They knocked on the front door and back door multiple times, and there was no answer.
Yeah, no answer. I can hear kids inside, and I swear I think I heard one yell, but we can't get in. At this point, I don't know if I need to break the door in or just get in the house or what. So.
Okay, were you out there when the police was out there?
I wasn't. I just got here about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll send them back out.
Yeah, I know dispatching it's hard. I almost got a job doing that, but it's like, chill out, yo. Like, show some empathy for the callers.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.
Jeez.
Okay.
Okay, so the third call, that was the second one. Now let's listen to the third one. I guess that's their job, maybe, right? Not to show any emotion, but I'm like
9:58 a.m.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
North 4th Street, Columbus, Ohio.
What's the location?
North 4th Street.
Okay, what's the emergency there?
Our boss did not report to work. We haven't been able to get a hold of him for 3 hours. We are on site and we can hear.
Okay, I just talked to somebody there.
Okay, I'm just making sure somebody called.
Yeah, I just got a call from somebody and sent it back up for dispatch.
Okay.
Are you there? Because you're not showing that you're at the
No, I'm
location.
en route there.
Okay, what is your name?
My name is Cam, C-A-M.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Okay, thank you so much.
Bye. 911.
Jeez. Fourth caller.
What's the location of your emergency?
And this is
that person is just so short and cold.
Give it.
See, we've got several calls on that. What's changed since the last person I talked to?
There's a body.
There's a body inside?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me get you on the line with the medic, okay? Stay on the line.
Oh my God. Hey, we can come downstairs.
All fire and EMS operators are currently handling other calls. Please stand by for the
Stay
next
on the line. We
available
got
operator.
patrol on the way, and then I'm transferring you over to the medic.
Columbus Division of Fire, what is the address of your emergency? 1411 North 4th.
Okay, 1411?
Yeah.
All right, the house or apartment?
House.
All right, and exactly what's going on there?
There's a body. Our friend wasn't answering his phone. We just did a wellness check. We just came here, and he appears dead. There's blood. He's laying next to his bed, off of his bed, and there's blood. I can't get closer to see more than that.
Okay, so you can tell he's obviously not breathing or anything.
Yeah.
Is it like kind of like puddle, like, you know, does he look like?
It doesn't look puddled. I can't look.
Okay, all right, understand. Okay, and then when was the last time somebody spoke to him?
Yesterday, I suppose.
Yesterday. Okay. Yeah. How old is he?
37.
37. Okay. Is he like a drug user or anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right. Just that's a real young age.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. All right. We're on our way.
Okay, sir, can you stay on the line for a minute and can you give me your name? Okay, and he is a friend of yours or you work with him?
Yeah, he's a friend. Yeah.
Okay, we do have officers responding there. Do you know if he's been ill or anything like that?
No, I was just with him yesterday.
Okay. Do you know if he does drugs or anything?
No.
Okay. All right. We'll just talk to the officers when they get there, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Wow, intense. You know, a lot of people were concerned. He was very well known in the community from what I've read. Yeah, that's very heartbreaking that the kids were inside of the house. At least they were left unhurt, but still for them to have to see that is just absolutely brutal. I'm going to read this article just about a statement from the family, and then we'll watch a clip about the person of interest, and then we can, I want to watch a 10-minute clip by Banfield as well. So thanks for being here. Please hit the like button. Really helps push the channel out. So heartbroken beyond words, family of husband, wife found dead in Columbus. Home releases statement. The family says they are devastated by the tragic and senseless loss of Spencer and Monique. And it basically says the family of a husband and his wife released a statement after they were found fatally shot in their Columbus home on Monday. Police were called to Spencer and Monique's North 4th Street home in the Winland Park neighborhood after coworkers and friends reported that they had not heard from them. The couple was found dead inside of the residence. Several coworkers of Spencer, who you just heard on the phone, a dentist who practiced at a clinic in Athens, called 911 after he failed to show up for work and could not be reached. Investigators said no weapon was found. And there was no signs of forced entry, which I mentioned earlier. 2 children, a 1-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl, were found inside the home and were not injured. The following statement is this: quote unquote, our family is devastated by the tragic and senseless loss of Spencer and Monique. They were extraordinary people whose lives were filled with love, joy, and a deep connection to others. Spencer was a devoted and proud father, a loving partner, and a friend to everyone he met. He was intelligent, warm, and endlessly welcoming. A graduate of the Ohio State University and a member of the American Dental Association, Spencer was fluent in Spanish and deeply committed to serving others. He gave back through Big Brothers and Big Sisters, a huge Bengals and Buckeyes fans, and lived life with energy, laughter, and generosity. Monique was a loving and patient and joyful mother whose warmth defined her. With a background in childhood education, she brought care and attention into everything she said and did. She was an excellent baker, a thoughtful planner, and someone who found joy in bringing people together. Her kindness made people feel instantly at home. Together, Spencer and Monique share a beautiful and strong and deeply happy relationship. They loved to travel, to laugh, and to build a life rooted in love. They were proud parents of 2 beautiful children and their beloved golden doodle, and they created a home filled with warmth, happiness, and connection. We are heartbroken beyond words. While no outcome can ever undo this loss, our family is committed to seeing this tragedy fully and fairly brought to justice and to honoring Spencer by protecting the future of the children that they loved so deeply. Sergeant Joe Albert said detectives are continuing to review evidence, including video footage. He said investigators will continue working on the case until it is solved. Police are asking that anyone who may have videos, photos, or any other digital evidence that may be related to the incident submit them using the QR code below. They are looking for evidence from December 30th between midnight and 9 a.m. in the areas of Summit Street to North Grant Avenue and East 7th Avenue to East 11th Street. So I just wanted to read that before I share. Yes, very handsome couple. I agree. And who would want to do this to them, you know? Yeah, I can't help but believe that it was someone who knew them personally. I really feel that because they left the children alive as well. And I think that's a very important detail. I'm going to play the 3-minute clip of the person of interest that was caught on some surveillance footage. And then we can watch the segment on Banfield, which has the family member on there doing like a mini interview. So I definitely want to watch that with you guys. Let me pull this up.
Has gained attention across the country. The hunt continues for the killer who took the lives of a Columbus couple just last week, just days before the new year. And tonight we're hearing from the family of the victims and getting a look at video of a person of interest in this case. Aaron Simonek has the very latest. Aaron.
Yeah, Rodney, Columbus police say they're working diligently to solve this case, receiving numerous tips to help with the investigation. We'll show you this new surveillance video released Monday night, a potential person of interest. As the investigation nears its 1-week mark, police potentially getting closer to pinpointing a suspect. Columbus police believe Spencer and Monique Tepe were murdered on the second floor of their Wineland Park home between the hours of 2 and 5 a.m. the morning of December 30th. This video released Monday evening showing a man walking near the Tepe's home sometime within those 3 hours with his hood up and his head down. This is the only video released to media of any kind of evidence that could lead detectives to a suspect.
I still see, these images of Spencer, pictures that people are sending me, and it's like, he's not gone. There's no way he's gone. There's no way Monique's gone. Like that can't be possible.
Rob Misla says Spencer and Monique Tepe were two of the most admirable people in his life. Their family and the nation stunned as all eyes remain on the investigation.
And she just, started hyperventilating, and it took a minute to figure out, what was happening. And then from there, it was just like kind of an instant realization that all of our entire lives are never going to be the same again.
The Tepes would have celebrated their 5-year wedding anniversary in just a few weeks. Misla says their children, 4 and 1, are in good care of family, along with their family dog.
How do you tell a 4-year-old that, she's never going to see her parents again? It's just awful, but we've been giving them all of our love.
Misla describing Monique as warm, charming, and strong. Spencer known as calm, steady, and kind. With funeral arrangements in the works, investigators following the case closely. No interview was made available to ABC6 on Monday.
We'd rather have it done right instead of fast. And we understand that these kind of things are a process, and there's, a lot of moving parts and pieces.
A loving couple, 2 young children left behind with plenty of unanswered questions. And what is your...
I think it's interesting that they say that that's the only video. Like Rochelle said, they have more videos. They have to have more videos. And also this person was this person on foot? I mean, there had to have been a car around somewhere, right?
Message to the person behind this.
This person didn't just take 2 lives, right? They took a son and a daughter, a brother and a sister, an aunt and an uncle, cousins. And they obviously took 2 beautiful souls who are just lovely parents.
Now, a major question also still remains tonight. Why would someone do this? If you or anyone you know might have information to help investigators, you can stay anonymous.
Why would someone do this? Like I said, somebody was angry about something. It wasn't random. And again, there was no sign of forced entry. So somebody was familiar with the home, and somebody either had access to the home. And also they knew when they were going to be sleeping, etc. Right? Yeah. Does the body type of the unidentified person match anyone who called 911? I'm sure they're looking into it, to everyone there too, especially because their coworkers showed up right away to his house as well. They were concerned. They're probably all really good friends, but would your coworkers show up? I'm just curious, to your house if you weren't there. I mean, I think I would get a call, but I don't know about like showing up to my door. Again, we don't know the relationships, right? The extent of the relationships around both of the victims. I do think jealousy could have played a role. I saw that comment in the chat. Most definitely somebody who was familiar with them. We're going to watch a 10-minute clip. Thank you guys for being here. I will link the wedding video down below of the couple that is accessible on YouTube. I didn't want to play it because there's music in the background and, YouTube policies. And then I will also link the GoFundMe in the video description. So if you're interested. And this video has an interview with Rob, the guy who's been giving statements. So let's watch that. Good information here. And this is by Banfield, and I will link all the sources down below, but I'm sure you all are familiar. The coworkers said they were more concerned that Monique didn't answer her phone than Spencer. Yeah, because I'm sure if, they called Spencer didn't answer, and then they call the wife, and then they're like, oh, wait, they're both not answering. But I would like to know the extent of all of those relationships as well.
Because something awful happened to a happy young couple. They were savagely shot to death in their own home with their little kids still inside. This man or woman was captured by a doorbell cam in the early morning hours of Tuesday morning, December 30th. That's when someone murdered Spencer and Monique Tepe. It happened in the middle of the night. Their two little children, aged 4 and 1, were left to fend for themselves with their dead parents' bodies nearby. Those kids are now in the care of relatives. Spencer was a respected dentist, and police ruled out murder-suicide like almost immediately. There was no way that was what had happened in that house. So far, the gun remains a mystery. Police did not find it. And the weird thing is as well, they saw no evidence of a break-in, right? No forced entry, no smashing around. The murders actually were discovered by a friend who got so concerned when Spencer didn't show up for work. It was not like him. He was so reliable that within minutes of him not showing up, the calls were going into 911. So one of these friends went by the Tepe's house, and that is when all hell broke loose.
There's a body. Our friend wasn't answering his phone. We just did a wellness check. We just came here, and he appears dead.
Okay.
There's blood. He's laying next to his bed, off of his bed, and there's blood. I can't get closer to see more than that.
Okay, so you can tell he's obviously not breathing or anything?
Yeah.
Is it like kind of like huddle, does he look like?
It doesn't look huddled. I can't look.
Okay, all right, I understand.
Earlier on my NewsNation show, I talked to Rob Misla. He is Spencer Tepe's brother-in-law. He's married to Spencer's sister. And I asked him specifically, among other things, about those kids and what those kids might have witnessed while they were still inside the home with the killer and then afterwards with the bodies. I'm going to play you our conversation in just a second. But first, I just want to thank you so much for supporting this podcast.
Yeah, that's interesting. I hadn't thought of that, when basically, where were the kids? Were they there? Did they see anything? Did they not see anything?
With Rob Misla,
one of them is 4 years old, so old enough to be able to pinpoint certain details, right?
Brother-in-law.
Maybe.
Rob, I am so sorry that we are meeting under these circumstances. Have you learned anything new tonight about who this potential person of interest might be?
No, unfortunately, I know just as much as the next person. I was told by a reporter about 10 minutes before this got posted that it was released by the police department. And, when I first saw it, yeah, I do think, suspicious looking person there. It also very well could be, somebody walking home drunk from a bar. But it's evidence nonetheless that hasn't been released until now. And it's good that they're kind of progressing through this.
And this is right between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m., which is the window they say they believe the shootings happened. Rob, do you or your family members have any idea who might have been capable of
You
doing that?
know, could it have been someone hired by someone else as well? You know, we have seen that before in the Jared Bridegan case, which I will be continuing that deep dive. We did see that there as well. So just a theory, maybe.
Did your family have any enemies? Did Spencer and Monique have any enemies at all that are known?
Not that I can speak on or know of. I know that they've had this massive community around them that they were just so well liked and admired by everyone. You can see in this picture that's kind of defines them. They were always smiling. They were always laughing. So it's really just unbelievable and shocking to all of us when we found out. I still, a week later, still doesn't feel real. I can't believe I'm here talking about this. So,
I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all. What do you know about the little kids? Spencer and Mo had two little ones. I mean, I think one is 1-year-old, the other one is 4. Do you have any idea what they saw, what they experienced in that home?
We do not. I know, they have met with some people to talk. It sounds like I can't really talk on any evidence, but we've had them with us for the past couple of days. They're with some other relatives at the moment, and they were just as happy and unfortunately unaware as they ever could be. But they're in loving hands, and even more people are coming by their side to make sure that they're taken care of. But yeah, it's just heartbreaking for them.
That's huge what you just said. It sounds to me like they did not see the carnage. This isn't going to be a lifelong memory for them. Were they spared even the visuals of what happened?
As far as I know, I don't think that they were. I don't think that they saw what happened, or at least I want to believe that with my heart. So,
yeah, or the aftermath. How has the communication been with the police? Have they been updating you? Are they helpful? Are you as in the dark as everyone else?
Personally, I have not been communicating with police, but somebody from the family, is kind of on that role. I just think, we understand that it's a process, and these things they take time. There's a lot of pressure, obviously, but they want to get it done right. And we're grateful for them for the work that they do. It's not easy, and it's sometimes, scrutinized very heavily, but we trust their process that they're going to get this right.
I just wanted to tell our audience, Rob, that we were just looking at wedding video. And as I understand it, this was video that you, as a filmmaker, shot and produced. I mean, it's beautiful. And it's just so hard to believe that we're having this conversation, seeing the stunning work that you put together for this beautiful day of theirs. I know I speak for my audience as well when I say I hope that you can get some resolution and some justice in this. And I hope we can stay in touch on this.
Yes, thank you. We all appreciate it. And again, just thank you for the outpouring of love that we've seen. It's been just amazing for the entire family as we're trying to get through this tough time. So thank you.
Well, God bless you. And we'll be working on the story as well. Rob Misla, thank you for this. This investigation.
So there you have it. I wanted to make sure we played the interviews that are by the family. Again, what are your theories? Let me know down below in the comments after the video. Could it have been a disgruntled friend, an employee, a coworker, a lover? I definitely don't think this, like I said, that this was a random attack, a random murder. I don't believe that. I believe it was someone that knew one of them or both of them. So that's pretty much all there is out there right now on the case. There hasn't been any documents. And like I said, no suspect officially named by law enforcement. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated. I will be following this case. Somebody hard up for money, but they didn't take anything. I don't understand how they would get money. And again, how did they have access to the home? That's the part that trips me out as well. Somebody knew them very well and executed their plan in thought precision. It seems somebody close could not have been random. I agree, Janones. A very, very interesting case. And again, my heart goes out to the babies and, a 1-year-old. It's wow. That's a baby. They're both still really young. So they'll have to grow up without their parents now. And yeah, I hope that, I agree with Rob, the family member who says, hopefully they don't remember that because that's pretty traumatic. I will definitely keep you guys updated. Like I said, I will link the GoFundMe in the description. I will update that. And then I will also link the video if you're interested in watching the whole marriage video that is up. I think it's like 15 minutes and it's really, really cute. And it's really, really sad. But I will link it in case you guys want to watch it. I couldn't play it because of the YouTube policies, but wanted revenge on the parents. Like I said, a disgruntled ex, maybe a friend, maybe a lover, scorn lover, an angry patient. I mean, I would hate to say things like that, but I mean, it's realistic, right? Of what could have happened here. So definitely please hit the like button on your way out. They won't remember their parents, which is even more sad. Dang. It's really sad having to go through that. And one day they'll see all of this coverage, which is also really sad. But yes, please hit the like button. Thank you for being here and thank you for tuning in. Definitely make sure you turn on the notifications as I will be back later with more lives. Like I said, I will definitely keep you guys posted for this. Thank you, Austin, for recommending the case. You did recommend this, I think, before it got big in the media. So shout out to you. And for the replay viewers, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And I will see you all shortly on the next one.